Hello, welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports and another edition of What is in Our Stand Today. I'm George, your host, shop owner, and head mechanic, head of marketing, head of sales, and so on and so on. But today what we're going to talk about is a broken rear derailleur shifter cable. Can be applied also to the front derailleur cable. But before we go any further, if you would please subscribe to the channel, like this video so Facebook can start finding me, and click that notification bell so that you can get notified when I post another video. What we talk about on this channel is typically bike service or new products, product review, and other things. There's also a series that I've started on Pro Cycling 101 so you can get your cycling IQ up during the Spring Classics. So if you'll excuse my rough transition, I'm going to go get the camera. So what we have is a customer that said, hey, I can't shift my rear derailleur. I had to bail on my ride. And I said, well, let's take a look. And at first I thought, well, maybe because she said it tipped over, the bike fell over. I said, well, okay, maybe the rear derailleur is bent or the hanger is bent, and so that has compromised her shifting. But in fact, what happened was her cable snapped. Now what I've done is, you can tell the bike is upside down at the moment, and for sake of of time, what I've done is I've already removed two access panels that the newer shifters have, the newer Shimano shifters have. Now, while I love Shimano components, and I think that they shift very well and they're very reliable, one of the things that I'm not so happy about is that rear mainly because you shift so much compared to the front, but rear derailleur cables often snap inside the shifter. Now we like to tell folks, hey, once a year you should get all new cables and housing. That not only improves the efficiency of your shifting, but preciseness as well, but it also will eliminate something like this, whereas a cable end snaps inside the derailleur and inside the shifter. And so now what we have is an opportunity to show you a few things. So inside this access panel, there are two panels. So you can see now the mechanism for the inside of this shifter. And on older generation shifters, in particular 7800 Durace and a few others, there was no access panels at all. And so it was very difficult to extract all of this from inside your shifter. Now, this is what you would normally see, this piece here. And then that piece also comes out if you take this other piece out as well. And there'll be a screw right there, okay? And you remove that screw, and then that allows you to remove this other access plate that is always visible with the grip, the shifter boot, or there's shifter hood, there's several names for it, but that right there. And so once you get access to that, then what you want to do is obviously get the biggest pieces first. And so what we'll do is we'll just grab that head right there, okay? And you'll notice that comes out, one piece, good. But we just want to make sure we get everything else. So I use a magnet, and I just kind of run it along here and see what else comes up. Sometimes there are some additional metal shards that are stuck in there, and you just want to get them out And once I stop this video, I'll do this more in depth. Sorry, or a more thorough job at it. So once we get this out, or the little metal filings of the shreds, so once we get this done, then the next job is, this is a Trek Silk and it's internal cable routing. So we're gonna have to get this through the frame, down here through the bottom bracket, which I'm now going to show you. There's the bottom bracket. We have to remove this plate. We have to disconnect the front derailleur cable, because normally that front derailleur cable is holding down this plate. Then we have to get it through the frame and out of this little hole here, which luckily has a removable grommet. And then route it around and get it to the rear derailleur. So depending on what the customer would like to do, since we're already replacing the cable, we might as well replace the housing as well. And then we have new cable, new housing. Now, usually when this happens, it's time to recommend to the customer, hey, let's also do the front one. That way we have a good baseline as to when these cables were replaced last. And brake cables, they're quite durable, so you may not have to do anything with brake cables for a while, but definitely shifter cables need to be replaced quite frequently. As I said, it's just one of those things that I'm not so happy about the way Shimano engineered those shifters, because cables shouldn't be snapping. I rarely see this on a SRAM setup, but I do see it on Shimano setups. All right, this has just been a very quick video because I've got a ton of work to do, and I do want to get to it and make my customers happy. This particular customer lives about 45 minutes away, and depending on what part of the country you're in, that may not seem that far, but here in San Diego, there are a lot of bike shops she is driving past to get to me. So I want to make her a happy customer. I also did this absolute black drivetrain makeover. It's probably something you can search for. I did a video on this a couple of years ago, but she's been loyal. She's been coming back to me, so I want to take care of her. And that's all for now. So please subscribe, like the channel, and or like the video, and please share it with friends. We are more than happy to get more subscribers. All right, thank you so much, and we'll see you down the road.